up the volume, pump up the volume. You say Redeemer full of culture, y'all. Check this out.
Hey, welcome to Ghetto Gallery.
We're on the corner of Gladstone and Phillip Streets in Enmore, and we're going to take a look at the stencil mural behind us. The owners of this property have been allowing street art since 2006, but with a preference to stencil art.
We're also going to take a look at some sculpture.
Yep, so let's check it out.
We're going to talk to you about the stencil art right here. It's done by Mox, and we know that by the signature that's right down here. It's quite a large piece. Take a look, it takes up a lot of space, really draws in the eye, and because of the colour, the monochrome colour, it kind of blends in with the rest of the environment.
So to do a stencil of this size, the artist wouldn't have been able to do it as one entire spray. He would have broken it down into sections, maybe something like 6 to 8 sections, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The reason he would have had to do that is, first of all, the size. It's too big to have a sheet cutting that size. Also, the amount of detail. He's got 4 layers in here, which is a reasonable amount of intricacy. Not too bad. There's a lot of cutting involved because of the stained glass windows, the steps, lots of details in the building, which is the entrance to the main hall of the Natural History Museum in London. So yeah, there's a fair amount of work in this piece.
The interesting thing about it is the fisheye lens kind of look. It kind of expands, which really draws the eye in. There's actually a stencil art on top of Mox's work. This is not affiliated with Mox. It's actually quite well placed, and somebody even put some googly eyes on it. There's also some sculpture here, this one right here, and just over there, all sort of hopping on this space, which is, I think, largely thanks to Mox with the sort of size of this work and how it draws the eye. I'm going to talk to you about Will Coles' sculpture here. He's got 2 works, one right here and one up there, which I'll talk about in a bit. What's interesting to note, it actually, when I first saw it, I just thought it was an abandoned TV painted black, but it's not. It's actually made out of concrete. It's solid and heavy. There's actually a fair amount of detail on it, especially with the letters carved inside of it saying obsolescence, obviously making a statement there about the technology that is represented in this piece. Also, you'll notice some people have graffitied over the top of it, which is, I guess, part of the game, really. The other piece by Will Coles is this one right here. Now, I first saw this in the city. It was on a pillion of the monorail, and I thought it was just like a wet balaclava, and I tried to touch it and move it, but it was actually solid, you know. The other thing about it too is that it's got eyes and a mouth in it, but no nose. The interesting thing about this piece is how it's framed, and also that he's used stencil to stencil in a frame around it, which separates it from the actual Mox piece that it's on. Also the subject matter, having this kind of like death mask of what may appear like a robber, kind of saying a lot too. It's almost like a memorial for the thief.
So that was Mox and Will Coles.
That's it for this episode, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
See ya!